Oh, yeah. Get me some of that right now. Right now. I think that's a good level for the music. Maybe a little quieter. Yeah. Hey there. I'm back. I'm back because all of you on Discord, or specifically Versa, said it's time for a stream. Versa's new to the Discord, and you should be too. See that link on the Discord down below? Why don't you click that? Click that, see what happens. It's time for another stream, ladies and gentlemen, and I got this pop filter because I was like smacking the mic. Boom, boom. I was doing that all the time last stream, and it was it's a little embarrassing, but you know, we're rusty, you know, we're coming back to it, so we allow for some mistakes. But now we got this good old pop filter, smack filter. It's our little blue buddy. Yeah, I like that. I got a blue one. I had choices. And I picked blue. So, hey y'all, I see y'all filtering into chat. Yay, I'm so excited for today. But the first things first, we got to get some people in here. We got to get some freaking people in here. Come here, you. Give me that link. Give me that link. That goes on the Discord right now. Right now. And then next up is Instagram. In the meantime, I'm going to say hello to all of you. Big Nutty. Hey, Big Nutty. Asagi Pal, the Beanie 3. Oh, hey, while I'm doing this, let me show you what we're working on today, huh? We're talking about animation. We're going to be working with our good buddy Diz. I'll be showing you guys a little something. Right now, this is just a teaser. We're going to get into the actual animation in a second. But first, we must grab that link. Again, I'm trying to figure out how to do this in the quickest fashion possible. All right, let's see here. What's the best thing for me to do here? I think it's going to be something a little bit like, hey there, Instagram. Gee, wouldn't you want to be a part of that lovely chat right there? Oh, is that Diz? Of course it is. We're going to be talking a little bit about animation today. So go ahead and click the stick and come join us. See you soon. You like that? You like how I say click the stick? It's going to have to be good enough for now. Okay. Let's go ahead and stick that on Instagram. Yay! Boom. Oh, do I remember how to do this? Yes, I do. Make it big. Big. Click. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You like that? Oh, it's mirrored. Hang on. Oh, yeah, Diz's chroma keyed. That's great. Anyway, that's going out. Boom. Get your butts in my stream. Get your butts in my stream right now. All right, yeah, today we're talking about animation. We're going to be learning how to do this. Oh, see, it's just that simple. Okay, lesson's over. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another stream. I appreciate it. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time. Seriously though, it's good to see y'all. And yeah, I'm excited to do a little bit of streaming today. I didn't really have a plan per se. Just figured I'd get on and just, you know, see what happens, you know? See what happens. Okay, so yeah, but today I wanted to focus a little bit on animation. And we have this Diz walk, which all of you can see on the Discord. Again, link down below. Go join that, because there's thousands of people that kept that place running for the year that I was out hiding under a rock. And I just wanted to say I'm really appreciative to all you guys for doing that. And for that, I owe you I mean, I at least owe you one more stream. Okay, so let's do that today. So before we get into all the fancy stuff, let me just walk you through my process. And let me know how the music is coming through. If it's too loud, I can lower it. I'm gonna lower it down just a little bit and go like 25%. There we go. But yeah, animation. So the way that animation works in Photoshop is you have this little doohickey right here, okay? This is called the timeline. And we create, you know, all these layers over here. You can see, direct your attention. Over here, you open up this folder. By the way, this is going to be available, this PSD, as well as all the other PSDs, are going to be available on the Patreon later, so you can go through and scrub through this on your own. And I encourage you to. Because basically the way that I set up my animations in Photoshop is, you know, they're all these layers. And then the layers are controlled via this timeline. See? So it's playing like this layer here on this time. Let me go ahead and move this so you can actually see. See, so I can turn this layer on and off, and then it doesn't work. Why is it doing that? This is already an incredible instruction. Okay, so so you get it. It's the timeline, okay? So the way that this is going to work is... Why is it... Oh, my bad. I see why. I was in the wrong folder. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this folder contains all the frames, and basically the layers are being told to shown at a certain time. And that can be done with the timeline, which can be accessed via window timeline. It'll make this fancy thing come up. And then there's two different types of timelines that you can do. One is a video timeline, which is the one that we're using. And the other one is a frame timeline. It's okay, but I like this one for a reason that we'll get into in just a moment. So anyway, that's just going to be on the other screen. And I'm going to be scrubbing through this, right? So this is the beginning of the animation process, right? We're trying to figure out exactly what we want the walk cycle to look like. That's how I got started, right? He's walking a lot faster than obviously we want him to. But in general, you know, the motion is there. The motion is there, and is something that we can build off of. So something that I always wanted to do was do what's called a double bounce walk. A little bit more of an advanced walk cycle for those of you who are into animation. We haven't fully gotten to the double bounce yet, but we're slowing down the animation. We're putting some additional anticipation frames, okay? So I want you to... Anticipation means like, how long does he keep his leg up before it finally comes slamming on down, right? There's a few frames of that. It's like 1, 2, 3, and then his leg like instantly comes popping down, right? And what that does is it creates a good amount of, you know, this is just animation principles, guys and gals. Hang on, I'm going to take a second to talk to you guys. Is it Diz time? Yeah, of course it is, Les. Yeah. How did you check the motion is correct? Well, here's the thing. I set up my... Here's some handy tips that might help you out. So I set my timeline frame rate, right? There's your little secret over here, right? Click this. Here you go to timeline frame rate. This is set to like 30 frames per second or something like that, right? Why would we ever animate at 30 frames per second? Actually, no, I totally have done that before. But the industry standard is 24 frames a second. However, what we're kind of doing a little cheat here, right? Technically, it's 24 frames a second, but each of these frames are lasting. See how they're lasting for 2? It's like 1, 2, and then it changes. So technically, this is called animating on 2s. So we have 12 frames of animation for 1 second, right? And we do this so that way we don't lose our minds, because animating 24 frames for 1 second of animation is for the likes of Cuphead devs and other insane people. And just at the beginning, right, you want to spread out your frames, get your key poses, which is what we were talking about earlier. This is what you can call like laying out the key poses. It's like foot raised and then coming down. Another thing that's going to be really handy for you in this menu here is onion skinning. So here's my onion skin settings. Onion skin basically is, I mean, I don't really have to explain it. It turns your animation into an ogre. Right? And like ogres, you can see through them. You can see the qualities within. And so yeah, frames before. Really, it's about seeing the frame before. And your max opacity, 25%, I think that's good. And here's what that does. I'm just going to move this over again. See how now I can see the frame, right? I can see the frame when I zoom in that came before it. And this comes in really handy when you want to start doing what's called laying out animation arcs. You didn't know you signed up for this today, but I'm about to give you a crash course in animation. You're never going to look at animation the same way again. Stuff is about to level up. Animation arcs, okay? So see how this ear, the edge, you can see where that's going to go from this frame to this frame. From this frame to this frame. That's one arc. Because that connects, it's going to create a fluid motion, right? And arcs can happen with all the extremities. In the ears, there's an arc here, and this should be a different color, so it's less confusing. There's an arc here, right? Going down. This foot even, right? There's an arc happening with that foot. If you're ever creating an animation and it feels like your character's like popping in a weird way and it just isn't, it's kind of janky looking, consider checking your arcs. Check the arcs. So you go down and then see how his ears pop back up. Another big thing with animation is preserving volume. Preserving volume. What does that mean? It means you got to make sure that his head stays the same size, right? So see, as he animates down, we've got about this much space. I'm probably not going to be able to draw on this, huh? Because that's, timeline. Oh, timeline, how I love thee and hate thee at the same time. Okay, let's just create a new layer. Okay, so his head is about this big, right? Or head is about yay big, yeah? And then in the next frame, you want to make sure that that volume is translating down, right? Because if his head comes down and it's like this, right? You're going to have poppy animation. So really the two main takeaways for today's tutorial are, right? What were they, class? What were they, class? Arcs and volume. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and continue through this animation. Let's continue through this animation. I think I deleted a frame, but whatever. Let's go ahead and get rid of our onion skinning. Oh yeah, sorry, chat. I'm totally ditched you guys. So there's number one. This is also a technique called, there's two types of animation types. There's one where you just draw one frame and then you kind of build it as you go. And again, that is for insane people or people that wish to go insane. I, however, like to lay out my key poses, right? So that would be, foot up, foot down, next foot up, and then that foot down. And then we're going to start getting into something that's really, really fun. And that is stretching your character and what's called smearing, smear frames. I know you know what this one is. You don't need me to explain it. Everyone knows what a smear frame is. But that's like these frames where the character gets really distorted and it looks weird in itself, right? If we were to look at the actual thing here on this Dizwalk, that's this frame. Okay, that's a smear frame. Smear frames are really handy for when you're wanting to create fast motion. Fast motion, and again, remember we're working with 12 frames a second, so we have to communicate, Diz going from here to here in just a couple short frames. We've got limited real estate to really tell the world what we have to tell them. Okay, so that comes into smear frames. In the meantime, can I actually play this? I'm going to take a quick break and read chat. I don't think I can actually do this without it effing up. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm just going to read it like this then. Hey, Cyanide, good to see you again. Tigra, hi. Action Jack Media, hi. Pie Flavor, Marussia. Oh yeah, pose to pose versus straight ahead. Yeah, don't ever do straight ahead. I'm just gonna let you just bypass that entire tragedy right now. Don't ever do straight ahead. Do pose to pose and save yourself. And then once you learn how to draw bunnies and animate bunnies, really animation, I was watching this channel called BAM Animation, and these guys are fantastic, you know, professional industry animators. And they're talking about how, you know, a lot of people think that because they're illustrators, they can immediately jump over to animation. However, you know, your illustration skills are going to help, but animation is a completely different type of art form. It's the study of motion. You need to understand how things are going to move, how the arcs are going to, you know, how you're going to preserve your arcs and preserve your volumes. And really, it's you know, there's a reason why animated characters are made up of simple shapes like this. It's because, you know, it's much harder to animate fully. You know, that's why I like anime. The characters are super detailed, really awesome and expressive, but anime has much lower frame rate, and that is, they're basically taking the frame rate, dropping it, so that way they can put in additional detail into the characters, which is fantastic, right? And you save that budget for the final scene, right? Save that budget for the... You can tell when they up the budget in My Hero Academia, and they... and conversely, you can also tell when they kind of save it on other episodes, unfortunately, but hey, it's worth it. Totally worth it. Okay, so now that we got stretch out of the way, or smear frames out of the way, let's take a look at how that smear looks in context. See how it's just there for just a moment, but it really helps to create this feeling of the character is stretching out and then slapping back together, right? For those of you who have taken the time and are curious enough to look at the Overwatch animations in slow motion, you'll see that this just doesn't apply to only 2D animation. Today's games and 3D artists and 3D animators are incredible, and the rigs that they create are able to do this type of squash and stretch, and it adds a level of detail where it's just something that you feel rather than, you know, it needing to be perfectly, you know, correct. Because obviously, if you were to show somebody this, you know, be like, "Hey, do you like my Diz? It's my Diz fan art." I actually would like that. Actually would really like that. And I like this one that comes afterwards too, because he's like stretched out there, and then this one he's like squished down, right? It looks really funny there. And then there's another one. This one's also a smear frame. See how his arm is smearing right there too? I'm going to go ahead and make a quick note here. See that arm? It's creating this shape. And that is because, I mean, you already know. You already know why. Look at that arc. See? We see that the arm is there. Technically, that arc is not 100... Well, because he's also moving forward, right? So that arm is moving forward and then arcing downward. Okay? And then, boom. To there. The arc continues downward. Not perfect, again, but just to let you guys know things that you can be looking for to really improve your animation. This walk cycle was incredibly difficult because, yeah, like I said, it needs to be a double bounce. We've got these ones back here, right? We went from here, but now I needed to slow down his walk and then put an additional bounce as he's up on one foot. And you can see that happening right here. So see how he kind of squishes down before he jumps up in the air? It's going to give us an additional bounce, right? He slams down, boom. Then he's straight leg. Yeah, straight leg there. Oh dear. Where's my notes? Straight leg, right? And then, see how it comes down. His whole body changes there. The weight is shifting. And also, do you notice that his legs, right? You need to consider there's an invisible conveyor belt that he's moving on, right? Because he's walking in place, and that means that the ground beneath him has to move. So at any point when his foot is planted, technically he's moving back in space. He's moving back in perspective, right? There's this invisible grid that's happening here. There's an invisible perspective and horizon line that is happening here. And that makes this walk cycle a little bit challenging, but honestly, I like a challenge. I like a challenge. So he goes up on one foot, compresses down, and then does a little hop. Boom, down again. Alrighty. Last thing we're going to talk about is overshooting. I can't believe I just gave you guys an entire... Like, everything you need to know about animation, I basically just summed up in the last freaking 10 minutes. You understand that, right? Now all you got to do is get out there and practice. Yay! Jamuzu, you can't believe I'm streaming again? Yeah, I know. I can't either. But here I am. Here I am. Because you guys have been being so kind. You want to know why I'm back? You want to know why I'm back? Let me show you why I'm back. Let me show you my Discord. Let me show you my Discord. You want to see why I'm back? This is why I'm back. Look at this Discord. Look at all these bunnies. That's all you guys. That's all you guys. And if you haven't jumped into the general, and experienced the magic of the Diz stickers for yourself, come on over. Come on over. Post your art. We got all kinds of great channels over here. We like sharing all of our art. And it's a great community. I think we're 1,700 strong now. Yeah, so we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Mauricio.
Can you make some mocha and dates emojis for Discord?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. We'll get right on it. Okay. Yes, more stickers to be made, more everything to be made. I love sprucing up the place. I just really appreciate, and thank you to everyone who were boosting the Discord. I just found out that was a thing, but you can boost it, and then you can put the stickers and all the banners and all that stuff. Y'all are awesome. I really appreciate it. My community seriously kicks ass. My community's a bunch of kick-ass people. Okay, the last thing we need to talk about, and then is anybody looking? Oh. We're going to be getting into some sketching some lovely shade. Or Aya. This is a new character that we're working on. So we're going to get to her in a second. But first, education. Education before the fun stuff. We got to talk about overshooting. What is overshooting? Okay, well, overshooting and it's not just overshooting, it's like exaggerating something that is happening. And in this case, it's going to be the foot kicking out, right? So the foot is going to kick out, and as it, the frame before it, the frame prior to it, his knee's all the way down here. And then in the next frame, you make all of this motion to come up. And see how, remember how I talked about preserving volumes? You're like, but Keenan, you broke your own rule. No, there's time to break the rules, and it's one of these times. So from this frame to this frame, we got big old volume, right? And then what happens on the next frame? Oh, it's shrunk down to here. And this is what is called overshooting, or like a form of overshooting. Maybe it's not overshooting, but it's exaggerating motion. You push past where you're going and then you bounce back a little bit. And this helps to create the feeling of momentum and inertia, that your character actually has mass that must, it's moving, and then to stop, it's going to go just a little bit past, stretch, and then come back. It's one of those things where you're technically breaking the character, but it looks proper, or it just feels right. It feels right in context. And animation is all about context. So now that you have that in mind, watch what his feet do. So they just have that little bit of pop. I could probably have a little more, honestly, but just this one in particular looks really nice. I like how his leg comes out and then pop, like that. There's also a little bit of overshooting happening and volume change when his foot hits the ground. See how it's a large shape there, and then it kind of compacts into back to normal. See, smaller, big shape, compacts back to normal. So remember when I talked about you want to preserve your volume so that way your animation doesn't pop? There are times when you want it to pop. You want it to pop in the proper areas. And you can do that with overshooting. Okay? All right, awesome. The whole lesson's done. That was easy. It's pretty easy. I like that. But the surprises aren't done, ladies and gentlemen. The surprises are not done. I'm trying to figure out if I should show this now or at the end of the stream. Yeah, I'm going to show it now. So for those of you who have been following me for some time, you'll know that I needed to take a little bit of a break from art. Needed to take a little bit of a break from life because I was tired of a lot of stuff. Tired of showing up to work and having my boss tell me to frickin' draw barrels and lobsters. Actually, no, I like drawing the lobsters. That was fun. But I needed to take some time to explore new boundaries, new things. And one of those things happened to be, don't worry, I'm not going to linger too long on this. I'm not going to, just humor me, okay? Just please humor me. Oh, should I just show yeah, I should just show the project file. Let's show the project file. So I've been working on music specifically for Diz. And for those of you who don't know, yeah, Diz has a complete theme song. He has a complete theme song. And I'm going to show it to you. Y'all have heard it before, but I've been spending some more time in the studio. We've been having some fun here. And you know what? On this radio show, we do what we like. Sorry if that FL Studio thing was kind of loud. But if that wasn't loud, then this definitely is going to be. Wait, where's my Diz? Where's my Diz? So y'all remember this, right? Just gonna let it play through, right? Let it play through. Just remember everything that you're hearing right now. You can see Diz running. Yep. Like this. But that's for later. Okay. So y'all heard that, right? Y'all remember that one. And I wanted to say You know, I'm all about jokes and stuff on this show, but seriously, like when I showed you guys that for the first time, and I think that's even a newer mix than what I actually showed you guys. Like, it just meant so much. It meant a lot that you called it a bop. I never forgot that you guys called it a bop, and really made my day. It really made my day that I could express myself in a different way and that y'all still enjoyed it and that you were supportive. And it really meant a lot. So I took that energy and I decided to continue. And this is what I have created so far. This is where I am now. Hopefully the levels are okay here. Let's see here. I might have to drop this a little bit. I don't know if that's coming through. Oh, wait, is that not coming through? It's not coming through. Oh, I remember why, because last time I had to do this. Okay, yeah. Okay, then I'm not going to be able to show you this. Or I'm not going to be able to show you on FL. Won't be able to show you it on FL, but I will show you the newest mix. I'll have to show you this another time. Or fiddle around with it and figure it out. But let me show you all the latest mix. So again, right, we're here. We're here. Here's the new mix. Make sure it's not too loud. Yay! So yeah, that's the latest mix. Did you hear me singing in there for a second? Little vocal clip in there. That's totally me. And I do want to continue singing. For those of you who don't know, I was in a band, you know, like no big deal. Back in my day, I used to sing all the time, and I think it's about time I get back to doing that. So yeah, that's the latest mix. Yay, I've been learning a lot. Oh my God. You guys have no idea the amount of late nights I have had. The late nights I have had staying up watching YouTube videos on music production and mixing. I'm trying to get better. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. We'll be listening to that again on the outro of the show. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. With music. And also, yeah, like I said, that's Diz's theme song. And there's more to come. Yeah, it should feel kind of like spacey. He's supposed to be like an alien. And this will be the opening track of the extended play. But I think that's enough of that. That's enough Diz. That's enough Diz. Let's get into Aya. Shade. Shade, how you been, girl? How you been, girl? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and not save that. We're gonna go ahead and not save that. Get over here, and let's paint Shade. Let us paint Shade today. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Oh God! And why do I have to? Why do I have to freaking? Might be a good time to take a break before we jump into this. Might want to take a quick break. Yeah, that Chio charm. Yeah, that's all Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops. I love Fruity Loops, and Diz loves Fruity Loops because it's a little carrot, right? It's a little carrot symbol. Thank you guys. Hey Stalker. Yeah, and I'll probably be releasing that on the Discord. So if y'all want to listen to that some more, get on the Discord now. Again, I'm gonna be just plugging the hell out of this thing. It's in the description. I feel like we need to take a quick break. We need to take a quick break before we get into this because I gotta get a drink and I gotta go to the bathroom. So yeah, I'll be right back and then we're gonna jump into Shade. Be right back. William Can't Draw says, Keenan is my dad. Is that so, William? Is that so? Apparently I have multiple sons out there. But it's good to see, I was wondering where you got off to. It's good to see you found your way back. All right, let's get into Shade. Let's get into Shade. And we're going to be specifically... Oh, I bet you didn't see this coming. Oh! We're going to be animating Shade today, or trying, and you're going to see me fumble about. So I kind of got this thing started, right? I think this is just a good exercise to do, because you get to show your character. This is always a huge puzzle with anime. It's like, I love drawing characters with their nose like that, right? It's like 2 lines. But how does that translate once you turn the head to the profile? How do you get that working? And that's what we're going to be either discovering today or failing terribly. I'm going to go ahead and move this chat up a little bit so that way I can see this. Oh, you know what I can do? Here, hang on. I'll do this. Sorry, window organization happening over here. There! Okay, good. Yeah, so we're going to take all of those lessons that we learned from Diz. What, you thought that was just for fun? No. Yeah, that was just for nothing? No, we're going to take everything we learned from Diz. And we're going to start by making some notes. What are the notes from today, class? I forgot. I'm so sorry. Can you remind me? I remember overshooting was one of them. Overshoot. Volume. Oh, and what was the other one? Oh, well, I guess I'll never know. Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this color here. Let's figure out what we need to do, right? We learned first off that you never do straightforward animation. Never, ever do that. You want to lay out your keyframes. So we've got here, profile, and then we've got her head turning towards us. These are our keyframes, and then we've got a couple in between there. We can do a quick little cheat frame here, and we can already... I'm going to show you some Photoshop tricks that you can do to speed up your animation process. And one of them is going to be right here. So I'm actually going to take this layer and duplicate it. And I wish that I could show you the timeline. I mean, I'm going to have the timeline on the other end, but like to keep it up here, it just takes up way too much space. So, I mean, I showed y'all how to use it. And to be honest, you can look up some more tutorials if you're really interested in how to, you know, make it more efficient. But check this out. We can cheat an overshoot frame like this. Hit Control T and then warp it, right? Just warp that character just a tad bit, right? It's a good way, like it's going to look a little jank, right? Because it's going to go from here to here, right? But it's a good way to kind of remind you like, oh, I need that overshoot there. It might even be too much. I'm using the arrow keys to kind of move it around just a tiny bit, right? Yeah, it's too little. And now you're going to watch the fun of the animation process. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to create an ease out. Ease out. Jacob. Jacob got it right. Yeah, it's arcs, or Jacob. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to space out these frames and create a new one. Turn on that onion skin. Turn on that ogre skin. So what we're doing is we're arcing ever so slightly. We need to get here. So I know that we're going up and to the right. So here's my technique. So I'm taking that line, thinking about that arc, right? So I'm just going to move it ever so slightly. So I'm drawing this and maintaining that volume, right? Maintain that volume. That hair is going to have a little bit of inertia, right? So actually, it's not going to move as much. It's a softer, you know what I'm saying, material. And her lip is going to be like that, right? And a little goes a long way with animation. Here's another thing that I really like to do is don't spend a lot of time, like heaven forbid you get in there and you start drawing the eye and all that stuff. Don't do that. Focus on your silhouettes and big shapes first. The way that I did, you saw with Diz, the way that I did it was I focused on his silhouette, his big shapes first. And then I went back in there and then I drew his eyes and all that stuff. See, her neck is going that way. And then we can go ahead and check it out. See? Cool. And we're checking that arc. From there to there, we've got an arc. Those lines, they're going to translate from there to there. So we're on to something good. We're on to something good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. The hair, again, because it has inertia, right? It has inertia and momentum. I'm going to be throwing out all these words today. I hope I'm using them right, but the hair is going to, oh, it's a secondary. I forgot about secondaries. Sorry, y'all. Thought I was here schooling you on animation, but I'm a freaking noob. Didn't even tell you about secondaries. Secondaries are things like capes, or in Diz's case, it was his ears. Those are things that are going to kind of hang back a little bit. They're going to take a while to catch up. They're going to take a little while to catch up to where, you know, you're wanting to go. Not going to worry too much about her, not going to worry too much about her body. We're just focusing on her head here. Okay. So we're going from there to there. Okay, it's time to do another frame. New frame. And you might be asking, Keenan, but how do I onion skin the next frame? How do I see the one before and after? And that can all be done right here. Again, just go to your onion skin settings. Frames after. Uno. That might actually be good to have on. That might be good to have on just anyways. So now we can compare. Oh, actually, yeah, that's really good. That's really good to have. What was I thinking? Okay, let's go ahead and get in here and draw. Oh yeah, and make sure you save. Animating in Photoshop can be a little bit finicky, a little bit tricky. So you'll want to be careful because it can crash. It can crash. So remember what we're doing. We're building momentum, right? So if we just moved a tiny bit, move from there to there, see that nose moving there to there, we're going to move even more now. We're going to increase the speed. This is what's called easing out. Easing out is just a fancy way of saying, it's a fancy way of saying, you know, things move slowly before they, you know, you have to build up that momentum. And then we're going to go here, Oh yeah, more momentum because we need to get, oh yeah, we got quite a bit of room to cover there. And that mouth needs to get there. So actually what I'm going to do is go like there. More speed. More speed. Where's that neck? Oh, the neck kind of drops down a little bit. So let's do one of these, huh? Give me speed. And let's go a little faster, huh? Might make our animation look a little jank, but that's okay, because it's just the beginnings. Thinking that arc needs to be there. Let's check where that ear goes. The ear kind of goes up a little bit. Oh yeah, and then we got this huge head tilt. So there's a couple things that we could do there. Bearing in mind the length of time I want to be sitting here on this stream, I don't think I want to be here all day. So, you know, we'll just kind of make it work with what we got. So this ear, we know that this ear needs to raise up. Rise up, ear. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then we're going to start seeing this eye just a tad bit, right? Oh, and her cheek is starting to come into frame. So we might see something like that. Oh, and then this hair is going to have to change a bit too. Animation's pretty fun, but it's challenging. It's really, really challenging. But you know me, I like a little challenge. And again, see how I've simplified all of shapes? It's become very, very simple. Cheap, clean, simple. Cheap, clean, simple animation. That's what we like. That's what we like. Time to check and see how well we've done. Time to take a look at what we've done with our life. Yeah, that's a turning head right there. That is a turning head. Not bad. So what I'm going to do here is, before I go into like the big old head lean, I'm just going to try to get this head turn looking smooth. Okay. Go ahead and shorten this down a bit. Oh yeah, Jacob. Jacob, you solved the mystery. Thank you for that.
That music was astounding. Ty for showing us.
Yes. Thanks, Tiger Punk. It really means a lot. It seriously means a lot. I was choking back tears because it's like, it's a really vulnerable place to be, you know, like expressing yourself musically and doing something new. meant a lot. Like, it fundamentally changed the way that I kind of am gonna approach my freaking creativity, you know, not just with my art, but just for the rest of my life. It just meant a lot, guys. So thank you. I'm glad you liked it. And it makes me really happy. Makes me really, really happy to get in there and make music. I've had so many nights where, like, you ever do something where you cannot physically pull yourself away from doing it? You're drawing a picture, you're painting, you're playing a video game, you're just so immersed in that experience. It just feels like you're doing something that you were made to do. And music has always felt that way for me since I was a kid, like since I was a little boy. I was recording stuff. I was literally recording stuff on my little Walkman cassette tape player and then listening to music. And this was just like music from video games and stuff. I would listen to it as I was going to school. I had my little crappy little CD player. I was listening to music all the time. I was just so interested in, you know, just how people made stuff like that. And I knew one day that I wanted to give it a go for myself. Let's check this animation out. Cool, huh? See? It actually looks good like that. I like how snappy it is. And see that overshoot frame? Do you see what I'm talking about? How it goes, bah, and then it goes, tick. See what that does? And we didn't have to draw that, right? We did not have to draw that. In fact, let me show you guys something else. Speaking of overshoot frame, let me show you how to do ease out frame. Ease out frame. So we're going to go here. So I just duplicated that, right? And we're going to Control T, warp it again. Just ever so slightly move that. And witness. See that? Just goes from there to there. You say, wait a minute, but that's cheating, Keenan. They couldn't do that at Disney back in 1980s. And I got news for you. We're not in the 80s anymore. I know it's a very sad thing, but... Wait, what? I feel like that frame could actually be warped a little bit too. And you can warp all your frames. Just get in there and warp them, huh? I did it all the time with Diz. Little goes a long way. Oops. Save that. It's fun. Oh yeah, we'll talk about, you know, I actually like that she's moving her head that far because then it's going to give us a chance to do some secondary motion. Secondary motion is so much fun. We're going to get some nice hair flip going. Cool. And yeah, this is really common for me to do. Like in between frames, see, it's just the silhouette. It's just a simple kind of in between thing, just to quickly get on to the next frame. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. Oh yeah, going back to that thing where it's like, you're doing something, right? And you just feel there's something subconscious that's happening where you just feel like you were meant to be there doing that thing. And it's just so rewarding. You know, you're not even getting paid to do it, but you know, I'll be up late. I'll be up till like freaking 4 a.m. The sun's coming up and I'm literally sitting there mixing, sitting there pulling up and down these little dials on the equalizer to be like, okay, are the strings coming through? How is it playing with the piano? And is the bass line, is it too muddy? You know? and so I'm just sitting there. I used to wonder, I'm like, what? You're telling me you write a song and then you send it to some mixing and mastering engineer, right? They're just moving knobs. They're just pulling some levers, turning some dials. I'm like, who would pay for that? But now I realize, oh, writing the song is the easy part, right? You can have the best written song in the world, but if it's produced like crap, it's going to sound like crap. And conversely, it's like y'all heard the beginning of the Diz song. it was, you know, it's humble beginnings. It sounded like a cute little, you know, Game Boy song, or it sounded like, you know, some old school retro song. But I wanted it to have power. I wanted it to have, you know, energy and excitement to it, something that would really make you feel something. And that comes from production. It's all of the tricks and things that you'll do to help. You know, I really see music, good music always tells a story, just like art. There's so many parallels between painting and making music that it's incredible. It's all about, you know, good music and good art always has a narrative. It always has a story to tell you. And so it's just been really fun diving into that. I can pin the Discord link to the chat window? Didn't know that. Didn't know that. How do you do that? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try this. Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. What have I done? Okay, I'm gonna try to pin this. There you go. Get that and then pin that. There you go. Thank you, Marussia. Marussia, seriously, like, thank you for being there. Thank you for being there for everybody in the Discord and being a part of this community. People like you really held it together while I was away. And I just want you to know that it doesn't go unnoticed. I really appreciate it. And if I can thank you by getting you some some Mika, I keep want to call you Dizzy. It's Dez. Desi stickers. You're going to get some Desi stickers. You're going to get some Mika stickers. You're going to get whatever sticker you want, Marussia. Okay, back to this. Feeling good, y'all. I'm about to go on a little vacation. I figured, yeah, there's a few things that are kind of coming down the pipe here that are going to make streaming and just living in general a little bit more challenging. One of those is the release of Elden Ring. Just letting you know, it's good to be back, but I will disappear. I will disappear when that game comes out tomorrow. But who knows? Some interesting things could come from that. I mean, if I can teach you animation, I could teach you how to run a fight club. Right? I mean, it just goes without saying. For those of you who don't play Dark Souls, it probably doesn't make any sense, but... Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what we've done. You know, I'm actually liking this. I'm okay to leave it like that. And then I want to take that motion of her taking her head back and let's get into some secondary. Let's talk about the hair. Let's talk about the hair and draw some secondary. But the first thing we're going to do is a little bit more of that trick that I taught you. A little bit more of that trick that I taught you. Let's have her settle. Settle just a bit. Settle frame. You know what we could do is we could break this up into, at least I think, this is making sense in my mind, but I need to make sure that this works. Oh yeah, see that looks terrible. It looks terrible. Yeah, forget that frame. Forget it. You can't over abuse it, because once you start, you want to warp your frames, but only do like one at a time, because if you do it too much, then people are going to catch you and be like, ah, I see what you're doing. And be like, they're going to tisk at you. They're going to tisk at you. It's going to feel bad. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're actually just going to delete this hair. Delete this hair. Delete all yo hair. Go away. Go away, hair. And let's make sure we kind of keep this, because I actually really like this layer. I like this picture, or I just like this. I like the way her face looks in this one, and the hair. So I'm just going to keep that on its own layer above everything else. Can I change the color? Oh yeah, I can. Good. By the way, a little handy tip. Keyframes or whatever you want to change, you can change the color right here by right-clicking. Right over there. See that? Made that red. It makes it red in the timeline. So you remember, don't touch this. Don't you dare think about touching that. And but what we are going to touch is this hair. We got to do some secondary. So if she's whipping her head like this, right? Oh, you know what? Maybe your hair would be doing that. We need to definitely smear this. We're going to smear this frame here. All right, class. So see that point right there? Think about that arc. Think about that arc. Where's that arc going? Oh, I'm vibing out to this music right now. Speaking of music, the other thing I gotta say is just, man, YouTube is such a cool place nowadays. It's like, y'all know, when I first started teaching, there was nobody. There's freaking nobody on here teaching. Ooh. Ooh. But nowadays, you can learn whatever you want to learn, and to like an astounding level. And the production is like, I'm just thankful. I am so thankful that there are people that like to teach out there, because I've learned so much about animation, music, illustration even. You know, it's like, I really think that we're living in a place where self-teaching is becoming more and more of a viable option, you know? It's really, really awesome. Makes me happy. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to all the teachers out there. And if y'all are searching for a calling in life, I tell you, take my recommendation. Teaching will give you a sense of fulfillment like you would not believe. All right, speaking of that, but before I start talking about that, okay, so see that? We got that. Now we're here. Now we're here. Is this our overshoot frame? This is our overshoot frame. Give me some onion skin. So the reason why this doesn't work, because secondary. See how far that hair is moving? It's like trailing behind, right? It's trailing behind, and then it's immediately like stuck to her forehead in the next frame. No. No, 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 no. And then the hair kind of pops out like that. Hair's going to be tough. I'll admit, y'all are going to see me make some mistakes today. Y'all are going to see me make some big mistakes, and it's going to look like crap, but I think it's important that you see that. It's the other thing. Oh, speaking of, yeah, YouTube. I really enjoy channels. Like, I love the well-produced, anything that's like teaching, tutorial-wise. But I also, there's something to be said about people that just get on. There's not really a script. There's no edits. I'm like literally watching them do stuff. And I'll be sitting there watching somebody produce some music, and I'll be like, they'll make a sound or they'll put something in there. And I'll be like, ooh, man, that sounds like crap, you know? But then I watch how they work it and massage it into place. Same thing when I'm watching somebody paint too. It's like they'll lay down a line or lay down some compositional element. I'll be like, I mean, I don't know about that. I wouldn't have done it that way, but... And then they proceed to blow my mind with how they make it work, you know? Okay, so arcs. So if that's not arcing this way, then where is it arcing? Where is it arcing, huh? It's arcing right there. And it's going to make that eye a wee bit see-through. So let's go ahead and just do that. Lovely. And then this hair needs to be, again, always think about where's that going. It's going to be right about there. That That's incredible. That's perfect. This, however, makes no sense. Think about where that, see that line there? That's connecting to her ear on the other side. So I'm thinking we're going to see something like this. Lovely. So we go from there. Let's check our work. Let's think about our life. let's consider our decisions up till this point in life. Good. Good. Cool. And let's see it in context. Cool. So we've got some movement on the hair. It's a little snappy, but now this sets us up to do some good secondary motion. Still some popping that's happening, but that's another frame that we got to deal with. I'm really liking what's happening right there. The arc that's happening on that hair as it pulls back. See how it has that, and like that momentum, it has to pick up and kind of follows the head. We like that. And just like that, it's time for a water break. Are we doing color? Are you crazy? I got time for that. That's like a whole friggin' evening in itself. No, but seriously, color is pretty crazy. Oh, hey, speaking of color, I'm gonna show you all a cool trick. So we're animating a really, I would say Shade is a more complicated character, right? But one of the reasons why I like animating Diz was because he's got all these simple shapes, right? And I didn't show you my favorite part about animating in Photoshop. I can't believe I skipped over this part, but it's probably meant to be because this is groundbreaking. This is like universe rearranging stuff, guys. So you see this Diz right here? What's really cool about creating an asset like this is Photoshop has these layer effects. Photoshop has layer effects. And what layer effects allow you to do is you get in there and you see this body layer. So this body layer is actually, right, if I were to move it out, it's actually like the cell, right? You can animate this. It's its own like asset. And when you have frames of color that are their own asset like that, you know, here they are placed behind the lines. But look at what we can do now. We can go in and we can say, oh, so this group of layers, this group of frames, all of these frames here, they're all in a group. And now within that group, I am setting a layer style. And in this case, it's a gradient overlay. And because we've done that, we can go in. This is how I made all those different colors on the Discord. Be like, okay, well, I want yellow Diz. I want yellow Diz today. And we go, boom. And now you have yellow Diz. And you're like, Keenan, but it has green lines. Why would... Oh. He's got a little glow on the outside too, but wait, where's that glow actually coming from? Is it on the lines? Oh, it's there. Oh, okay. But yeah, look, now you got yellow Diz. So that's the other thing that I really like about animating in Photoshop is you set up like these assets, right? Your frames, your lines are an asset. Group all the lines. Group all your lines together. And now you can change the color of the lines on the fly. Group the body together. Change the body on the fly. Change the eyes. Let's go in there and change the eyes just for fun. Just for fun. Let's get. I want red eyes. I want red eyes now. There you go. Just like that. Isn't Photoshop cool, y'all? I also use this for creating all of the different visual effects and stuff, because really you just create a shape, and then, you know, if you want it to glow, it's just another, see, this layer is actually just an overlay layer. But if I were to set it to normal, it's actually green, right? It's green. And then, how did I do this? I'm actually trying to figure out how I did this. Oh, okay. So there we go. Color overlay. So we can make them glow too.
So glad to have you back. Meeting you randomly in a train in Tokyo was one of the craziest moments ever. Hope you get to visit again.
I remember
soon.
that.
Again, bat.
Yo, I remember that. Doso. Yeah, that was crazy. We're literally, I'm in frickin' Japan, and I'm on this train, and for those of you ridden the trains in Japan, you're like chest to chest with people. And I am like right up against somebody, staring them dead in the eyes. And Doso says, are you KNKL? And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. I mean, did you not expect to see me here or something? So that was, it was pretty crazy. For those of you who don't think the law of attraction is a thing, Doso must have been thinking about me, because he attracted me right to him. Chest to chest. Actually, wait. No, if I should be giving out that information. Point is, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, glowing. Important thing is glowing Diz. Oh yeah, it's good to see you, Doso. And thank you so much for the super chat. I would love to go back to Japan. Oh, I miss Japan. I miss the food. I miss the video games. You could just you could walk down the street in Akihabara and like pick up a Super Nintendo. Like, I think I'll just go out and pick up a Super Nintendo and all the awesome games, you know? You just have all these shops with all these classic consoles and video games and manga and anime. It's just like, and the streets are clean. Could not believe it. The vending machine, like, there is like no graffiti, no trash, no, everyone is just, it's incredible. But then there's also some like weird things that I wouldn't have expected, like the pachinko parlors. They're just blasting whatever that noise is. It is so loud inside of those pachinko parlors. I don't know why they do that. I know, like, freaking casinos and stuff do that, so that, you know, they hide the windows so you can't tell what time of day it is, so you never leave. I'm pretty sure the pachinko parlors are just trying to drive you insane with whatever noise they're playing in there. But yeah, but other than that, I really enjoyed Japan, and I can't wait to go back. You're so nervous. Doso, that's no need to be nervous. No need to be nervous. I'm a person just like you. If you see me in real life, you know, just realize I'm a person just like you. In fact, you're probably better than me in a lot of ways. Yeah, no trash cans. Put that stuff in your pocket. Take that home. That's how you have honor in Japan. You take your trash, you take it home with you. You don't just leave it out for somebody else to pick up. But it was pretty cool. I did like how I could just go out and like get, I mean, I didn't really use the vending machines that much, but it was cool knowing that, you know, it's just a few steps away. I could have myself a good UCC, was it UCC coffee? Whatever that coffee is, it's dang good, man. Oh, full mafia people gathering in the pachinko parlors. That makes sense. So they don't want you to hear or something? But how do they hear each other? Oh, they must be in another room. Yeah, I bet. You wouldn't make it that loud for no reason. Oh, but the arcades. Oh, I forgot the arcades. Yo, there was, no joke, there was this Monster Hunter metal machine. Like, have y'all ever done this? You ever been to those arcades where you put in the coin and then you launch it, right? it's like a token, and then it launches, and you're trying to like get it into like a bucket or like a specific like a hoop or something, and then it causes like a video or something to happen. The Monster Hunter Metal game, so much fun. It was so much fun because you know, at the time I was there with my ex-girlfriend, and we were just playing the shit out of this game. We had like 200 tokens, and we'd use all of them, right? We'd be down to like our last 20 tokens. And then we would do this thing where we'd cause some chain reaction to happen. Oh, because the other thing about these metal games is that all the coins that you launch into it, they start piling up, and there's a thing that's like pushing it, right? Pushing it ever so slightly. So there's all these like tokens that are just hanging off the edge. And so, you know, we did this thing, we get down to like 20 tokens, and we do this thing where this chain reaction would happen, and it would just push all of the tokens out, and we'd basically be like at square one again. We'd have hundreds of tokens, and we'd just keep going and going and going. It's so much fun. So, yeah, anyway, those are good times. Even though we live separate lives now, you know, doesn't mean I don't forget the good memories. And I'm looking forward to having some more in the future. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and get back into this. Flip that hair shade. Flip it, girl. Oh, you know what I'd really like to do? Okay, so I'm thinking this is what we're going to get done today. This is on the docket, okay? This is on the docket. Let's go ahead and get to our notes layer. Actually, no, we don't need notes. We just need to get back to work. We are going to new layer this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Boom. Boom. Oh, and of course I'm not showing you what I'm working on. I'm so sorry. There you go. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to continue animating the hair. Arc. Where's that arc? There. We still got some good motion going, so... And then this hair is going to be settling. So let's think about starting to fall just a little bit like that. And this hair is going to go like that. Let's take a look. Oh, wait. Oh, no. What did I do? Oh, no. Oh, no. Do I have to warp this a little bit? Might have to warp it. Yeah, just... There we go. Then what I'm thinking is, like, we can take this frame. Let's get her head coming back the other... Oh! Let's get her head coming back the other way. So let's tilt it a little bit. Move it a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Her head... that piece of hair got bigger. Oh, no, we failed. Our first failure of the day. Our volume got effed up. The volume. Look at this volume, guys. Look at this. The nose is there, yeah? Yep. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's go there. Yeah, that hair got way big. Why did it get so big? What was I thinking? I mean, I'm all for large and in charge, but that's a little too in charge. because we need to get there. Okay, let's settle that hair. Arc. The arc is there. Yeah. And then it goes from there to there. Let's take a look. Take a look, class. So you can see a little bit of that hair movement. Mm-hmm. See that? It's really rough, but it's there. Love doing stuff like this. Makes you really happy. She's doing this weird thing with her head, though. What the heck is happening? Oh, her head's popping back. Why? Why? You like how I can do this? This is what makes animating in Photoshop fun. Because you can just like grab stuff and move it slightly, you know? Boom. Now, what we need to do here is, I'm thinking I'm just going to kind of ditch this hair and start over again. Because that hair is going to go there, and then it needs to kind of fall that way. There we go. Good. Let's continue with the this part is too much. Too much. Oh yeah, and then her hair like magically pops out here. That's not right. Nah. It will come out a little bit, but this hair is gonna go out like that. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we've done with our lives. Like a boss. Y'all saw that. Y'all saw that live. Y'all got no excuse now. Okay, taking a quick break. I wish that I could have the chat and have this animating at the same time, but I don't think I can do that. Really don't think I can do that, which is really sad. I could like trick it. Because as soon as I click off of Photoshop, it doesn't, you know? Oh, I know what I can do. Here, I'll just do this. I had an idea once. And it went a bit like this. Never mind, apparently my idea sucks. Nope, it's good. I'm a genius. Ha! Ha! All right, it's break time. It's literally amazing. Aw, thank you, Mizzy. Means a lot. Yeah, but see, I taught you guys that you can be doing this. Do this stuff. It's really fun. Hey, I taught you. Don't make me teach you for nothing. I'm going to be checking up on you. You better be. That's what I want to see. Right there. Right there. Do I prefer PS timelines over After Effects? No, After Effects is good too. It's just that, I mean, for better or worse, I kind of like latch on to stuff. And like, I'm just so familiar with Photoshop, you can't pull me away. It has become, it's like a tyrant heart, it's like pulsating on the outside of my body. It literally cannot be removed. It's my weak point, admittedly, yes, but yeah, it's the heart. It's the heart that makes up my. I don't know. Such a terrible analogy. Oh man, never animated on Photoshop before. Oh yeah, and here you go. I should also be showing this. Here you go. There's the timeline in case you're curious what's happening. See that? There's our frames. Yay! All of those are individual layers. There's your individual layers playing one after the other. We're animating on 2s. 24 frames a second. Each one of these is 2 frames technically. See? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then you can do some really fun stuff. I'm going to show you guys something that's going to blow your mind. You're going to be like... You're going to do the KNKL. You're going to do the KNKL face. I'm about to lay some real knowledge on you. It only gets better from here. But yeah, there you go. Let that keep going. Animation hurts? I know it does. It's supposed to. It's supposed to hurt. It's the reason why a lot of people don't do it and why I have the utmost respect for people that are incredible at animation. I consider myself a complete novice, but I understand the general principles. And it's always just been something really fun for me. I really like her nose. I think that is something that, I would be okay with. I'd be okay with the nose looking like that in profile, right? And then see how it like, there's that frame where it switches from there to there. And it makes sense. It makes sense because the mouth is still where it's supposed to be. The nose is where it's supposed to be. Yeah. And yeah, those are all of our principles at work. There's that overshoot. See how it overshoots and then comes back? Ease out. Arcs. I know you love that stuff. Yeah, 24 frames per second. Don't animate 24 frames per second. Do 12 frames per second. Set your frame rate, right? Set your frame rate to right here. Set that to 24. But each of your frames should be taking up 2 frames, to get started. And then if you really want to... Honestly, I don't think it's ever really needed. You don't have to do it. You really don't have to animate at 24 frames per second. That's old school. It's old school. If you are someone who's into that stuff, then go for it. But or like if you're doing like a visual effect or an animation for a game where a higher frame rate is required, then yes, I understand that. But as far as learning and all that stuff, I would never tell somebody who's learning animation to begin drawing at 24 frames per second, because it's just there's too many things that are going to go wrong if you do that. Start slow. You could even go 6 frames per second. You could slow it down and do even, animate on, what is that, 4s, on 3s, whatever it is. But yeah, I think 12 is a really good happy medium. That allows you to get in there and mess around and see more quickly like how your animation is going to work. Yeah. If you're inexperienced, 60 frame per second animation? No way.
$27. I'm late to stream, but honestly so proud and happy.
Yes, Ghosty.
Streaming today. Crying face.
Aw, thank you.
Crying face. Just being hit with art burnout again.
Aw.
But so happy to see you here smile.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ghosty. It means a lot. The super chat. Man, y'all keep the lights running. Keep the lights running on the Discord. You keep the lights running in my house. It means a lot. It's nice and warm up here in Washington. It's freezing outside. It was snowing yesterday. Who follow me on Instagram? I love posting stuff from like outside. There's so much cool wildlife out here, and the I'm the kind of person that likes weather. I like it to get really nice and hot in the summer, and I like it to get frigid, just absolutely bitter frigid in the winter. You know, it's because I like I like contrast in my life. And thanks to you, Ghosty, yes, I can stay nice and toasty up here. Art burnout is, you know, I'm glad you said art burnout. Art burnout is a thing. It's a natural thing that many people are going to go through. It's inevitable that you will experience it. I'm going to tell you how to get past it. But first, bathroom break. Because I am just freaking slugging down this water. You got to stay hydrated, right? So, yeah, quick break. Quick breakage. Till then, I'll just let this keep running and you can watch it. I'll be right back. Hi. Oh, look at these lovely people. These lovely people, but you need to go over here. I need to get another screen that's the same res as this monitor because it doesn't work. F's everything up as soon as I try to move something around. Okay, anyway, we gotta finish secondary motion, right? Secondary motion. Fancy way of saying, make the hair flip around. Make the hair flip back and forth. Okay, so see how the hair, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this really closely. So I want you all to see this. I want you all to see this. This is really important. So see how the hair is here. And then in the next frame, see how it's going there. The hair itself has momentum. So her head has gotten to this point where it stops, right? But now the hair is going to move there, and then there, and there. So it settles. And we're going to draw the next frame now. With the help of our ogre skin, this hair is going to be settling down for the night. Have those little spikes kind of rest like that. And her head is moving slightly forward too, so let's go ahead and make sure that we capture that. So this is going down. Nah. This is always a little bit tough, this point here. I ran into this when I was doing the Ashar animation. Animating her hair was so dang hard. I was looking up literally like Pocahontas and like all those Disney animations or how they did her hair. Because that was incredible. You want to talk about good animation. Or the first time I saw that Pocahontas hair animation, I was like, what? I didn't know that was possible. Really, really cool stuff. So, yeah, I got nothing but respect. Nothing but respect for dem Disney animators. Okay, so we did that. Let's see how that looks. Fantastique. Okay, new lesson. So frame rate matters, right? Frame rate, high frame rate works well when your character is moving quickly. Okay. Slow frame rate works very well when your character is slowly moving, right? For just like little minor adjustments. So what I want to do here is I actually want to duplicate this. I want to duplicate this. There we go. And now I'm just going to let that hair settle even more. So what I just did there was I just duplicated the layer. I just duplicated the layer because I want to redraw this hair. I'm just erasing, right? I tend to use this brush when I'm erasing, when I'm doing these animation frames, because you don't want to, the chalk brush is nice, right? It's gotten us by all these years, but now it's like, we got to start, we got to start taking ourselves a little more seriously, right? Got to start taking ourselves a little more seriously, and clean sketches for animation really is handy. So I'm going to try to let this hair just hang. I'm going to try to get this hair to go like straight. There we go. And then this piece also, yes, move you just a little bit that way. And then I'm going to have you hold that shade for a couple frames, a little bit longer. See? Settle. Settled. Settles a little too fast, but whatever. Gets the point across. And then we need to also get back in there and do the secondaries on the other hair. But that's tough and it takes time. I'm just showing y'all the process. What's really important is we need blink frames. She's not living until she blinks. She's not living until she blinks. Y'all know that. So this is about the point where you can do another thing, which is what I like to call. So this happens all the time in animation. You've seen it. It's like the character is still, but only one part of them moves. And in this case, it'll be the eyes opening and closing. So what we can do here is kind of want one more frame. One more frame of hair settling, because this needs to be a straight line down. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Can this settle even more? I don't know. This one's already kind of past the point of no return. Yeah, actually we can do this. Yeah. Go. Here we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is Shade's gonna lose her eyeballs. She is going to, well, not necessarily lose them, but they're gonna get a lot more see-through. Because we need to animate on these. Or, actually, yeah, we can ditch them. We can ditch them. We can ditch them because we're going to start closing the eyes. Again, consider that arc. consider that arc. Am I doing this right? Probably not, but whatever. It's my animation. I do it like I want. Yeah, and I like that she's starting the blink. Yeah, I like that she's starting the blink. 2, 4. There. Next layer. Get rid of them eyes. Wait, where's our ogre skin? Oh, there we go. Same thing happens with eyes, yeah? Momentum. We've started the momentum. Let's speed it up. Speed it up. Okay. Next frame. Let's go ahead and I'm just hitting Control J here to duplicate the frame. And then here, let me show you what I'm doing. So I'm duplicating the frame. I'm moving it over like that, right? And then I'm just clipping it. I have it set up on a hotkey, which you can do, right? I'm not here to teach you how to do hotkeys, but right here on your keyboard shortcuts. Not here to teach you how to do hotkeys, but here I go. Panel menus, I think. And then it's down here in timeline. Make sure you go to timeline video. So I've got different things like F6, F5 on my next frame, previous frame. This works really well until Photoshop decides to reset itself and then you don't have your hotkeys anymore, which is always a good cause for me to go out and take a nice long walk. But in the meantime, while it does work, see there's my trim start, trim end, playhead. So those are the main things that I'm using here for my hotkeys. And that allows me to, press F5, F6 to kind of check my frames going back and forth. I'm thinking this frame is going to be the full eyes closed. The eyes will be closed here. So let's go ahead and do that. Close your eyes, shade. Boom. Wait, what? What happened? What happened? Why is it looking like that? Should be darker, right? Okay, this is actually a bit horrifying. Oh, is it because of ogre skin? No, it's just the wrong color, dang it. Okay, so her eye, I'm glad we had this line there before. See that line right there? That represents the bottom of her eyelid, so we want to put her eye blinking there. There. Okay? And then the other eye is there. And again, overshoot. Overshoot just a tiny bit. Because the next frame, she's going to bounce back just a tiny bit. Okay? Duplicate, move over. Oh yeah, we can get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Oh dear. We need that though. Okay, so we overshoot. We shotted. So let's come back up just a tad bit. Okay. And oh, you want to know the cool thing about okay, let's see if this looks actually that might not work. This might look terrible. Get ready for the first mistake of the day. This is the point where we consider everything we've done with our lives. It's good, but it's too long. See how the blink takes too long? It has motion to it, but it takes too long. So what we're gonna do is one of my personal favorite things. Delete stuff. think we could probably get rid of this one. Let's try getting rid of that frame. And then what I'm thinking is, so we go there, boom, closed, and then it's immediately starting to open back up again. Immediately starting to open up again, like that. So we'll see a little bit of her eye under there like that. Let's try something like that. That might work. It's kind of janky, but... And then what we can do is, now this is kind of... Oh wait, but that's going to make the hair do that. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, it's nice knowing you, chat. It's nice knowing you, because now we got to draw in an eye. And hope that it connects back. We are animating straight ahead. Which, as I said, should never be done. But here I am doing it. Luckily, because we know our character, here's the other thing about animating, is getting familiar with your character is huge. The more familiar you can be with your character, like, you want to be able to draw them freaking inside and out. Draw them backwards, forwards, upside down. You know what I mean, chat? Okay, so let's take a look. It's cute. It doesn't have the exact character that I want, but whatever, it's a blink. Because it's a slower frame rate. Oh, you know what we can do? Here's a point where what I was teaching y'all is going to come in handy. So you want the blink to happen faster, right? So here's where that faster frame rate can come in handy. These are usually 2 frames, right? Now they're just going to be 1. I'm going to shorten these down so that way she opens her eyes faster. And then here's another thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to take these eyes. Y'all are going to love me for this. Look at this. Look at this awesome move. I just selected those eyes, Control J'd them. And now, I Control J that. What the heck is this layer? Where did this layer go? I don't even know what that is. Okay, anyway. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. Yo!
$13. Quick question.
Thank you.
What are some things to focus on when aspiring for a job at the level of studios like Riot, Blizzard, etc., and how do you know when you're at that level?
Yeah, so what you're describing there is the tipping point. I need to refresh this chat. Hang on. There we go. Ghosty. So Ghosty is asking, this is a great question, by the way. Some things to focus on when aspiring for a job at the level of studios like Riot, Blizzard. How do you know when you're at that level? Here's the thing. When I joined Riot Games, nobody knew what League of Legends was. Nobody gave a crap what League of Legends was. It's like, it was just this tiny little game, a tiny little company out of Culver City, and they were just getting started, right? And prior to that, I worked as an illustrator for children's books at another company out in Utah that nobody knew. Nobody knew what they were. And it's not so much like, how do you know when you're at that level? And more so like, you'll know you're at that level because you're just going to be talking to those people. Or, you know, in Riot's case, it was a bit of luck. It was a bit of luck because I met somebody that worked there while I was playing a game of League of Legends, or somebody that knew somebody. And you can get lucky like that. That's why it's good to make sure you're staying social. Make your way out to these conventions. I know COVID's making it hard to do all this stuff, but it's like post on forums. Get your art out there where people are going to find it and see it, you know? But really, I think the trick is, like, everyone's aspiring to be Riot Games, right? Or everyone aspires to work at places like Riot Games. And for me at the time, it was Blizzard for me. I wanted so badly to work with Samwise Didier as the art director, and I wanted to work on Warcraft, and I wanted to, you know, become a concept artist and work at Blizzard, because it's like I looked up to those guys my whole life. And then I started working at Riot, and I noticed all the people from Blizzard are coming over to Riot. So I'm like, oh, it's like there's like this life cycle that happens with companies. And, you know, where you want to work today is probably not where you're going to end up. Where you're going to end up is this up and coming company. Who's the next Riot Games? Who's the next Blizzard Entertainment? Because we all know that freaking Blizzard is dying. You know, they're freaking, you know, they're on life support. And Riot's still hanging in there. But, you know, you always want to be looking out for the new opportunities. Don't get so hung up on, oh, I have to work here or nowhere else. It's good to have dreams and it's good to have aspirations, but really, you want to work on building your portfolio, build your experience, especially working with teams, because that is one of the most sought after skills that is just unfortunately not taught. It's like you go to you freaking go to art school to learn to concept these characters and weapons and armor sets and all this stuff. And then you get to the job and it's like, oh, you never told me that this was like a big group project. And I have to like learn how to give and take feedback in a proper constructive way. And I have to learn how to work with all these different personality types. You know, that is where your social skills are a big thing that is going to help determine when and where you're going to work for somebody, because you need to be able to be an effective communicator, bottom line, no matter what you do. So, you know, for me, that was one of the biggest reasons why I started the show, is because I used to get up in front of my class and I would choke back tears getting up. This is literally me like junior high school. I had to give a presentation in front of my class, and the girl that I like is sitting, you know, 3 back, right? And I'm like, oh God, what's she going to think if I was just like so in my head, and I'd get up and I'd have to give this presentation. I'd be choking back tears. It didn't help that my teacher was also not the nicest person in the world. But, you know, it's like, it was a huge fear for me, and I don't want to be afraid of stuff like that anymore. So I had to get used to the sound of my voice. I had to record myself and hear it back and be like, oh, is that what I sound like? Ugh, you know? So, you know, I wasn't confident, but after years of doing it, you know, I started to get a little bit more confidence, and a little more. And then life came and smacked me upside the head and took it all away again, you know, and then I had to get it back. And then I got it back again. And that's why I'm here. Oh yeah, but sorry to totally pull you away. So look at this. So I shortened down these frames. See that right there? Those are playing on 1s. 2s. That one's playing on 4. Or that one's a little bit longer, right? Because it's a slow thing, or it's a settling frame. So let's see how this looks now in context. There we go. There's a blink. It doesn't have much motion to it because it's like ideally a blink. Let me show you guys something really cool with blinks. You need to move other things. You need to move like the eyebrows. Something else has to move during the blink. So let's go ahead and move the eyebrows. And the ogre skin is letting us down because I need to go in here. It gets a little funky with the ogre skin. Once you do this, you gotta... Only the frame before should be showing. So let's just go ahead and sketch in a little bit of movement on those eyebrows. Well, hopefully that helps you out, Ghosty. Yeah. Find out who in your local area is hiring. You gotta work at a little, you know, get your experience at an indie game company first before you want to build your portfolio. So that way, when you go to places like Riot, you can be like, okay, so this was the goal of our, this was the goal of the team. This is what we were trying to set out to achieve. And then you can show that process of, your early sketches, your rendering, and most importantly, how it translates to the game, how you worked with a 3D artist, how you worked with the animators, being able to show that you can work well within a team. Oh man, it's like someone shows me that, I'm like, just please sit next to me right now, be my coworker, but people that come in and they toss their tablet on the table or toss their portfolio on the table thinking they're all that, You know, they're a fantastic artist, right? But it's like the whole energy of this person is like they keep to themselves. They don't want anybody telling them what to do. They know what's right. And no, you know, it's like nobody wants to work with someone like that. And I've interviewed tons of people like that came into Riot. And yeah, it's like I give them a big old thumbs down. Big old thumbs down. But then I've worked with other people that it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's like they're not the most amazing artists in the world, but you know, they got potential. And most importantly,
always being so helpful. And my personal favorite artist and teacher on the whole of YouTube. Love you lots, Keenan. I'll stop from interrupting the class.
Oh, thanks, Ghosty. I mean, you can interrupt all you want. Thank you, Ghosty. That means a lot. Means a lot. I'm glad that I can be a good teacher to y'all. I've realized the things in my life that give me the greatest fulfillment are teaching, music, and cookies and cream ice cream. That is just what gives me true fulfillment in life. But yeah, anytime, Ghosty. Thanks for being a I think it's you boosted the server. You boosted the Discord server too. Thank you so much. Yeah, so guys, I'm not gonna lie. This animation is unfortunately getting worse the more more time we put into it. But see how the eyebrows moving? It helps just a little bit, right? Definitely helps a little bit. But these are things that you are going to run into. This is about where my intermediate level of animation starts to show. Because as far as capturing subtle emotions with facial expressions and stuff like that, that's a whole nother level of, you know, a study that I need to go into. But hopefully today, hopefully y'all have learned some good stuff today with all the notes, learning from Diz. Just curious how much longer we want to go. Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. Oh yeah, the other thing that I want to say is it's totally fine for you to get to a certain point and be like, you know, maybe this isn't working at all. And then you just take those frames and throw them out the window. Start over again. I'm not going to do that here because I'm not crazy like that, but just want to show you guys that, you know, there will be times when, you know, you'll finish something or you'll do something and be like, that's not working. You have to be ready to throw stuff out. You have to be ready to try again. And the same thing, you know, I've learned the same thing with music. It's like, I'll get a mix and I'm like, oh, this is the best mix ever. But then, you know, I have to be willing to take a chance. You got to be willing to take a chance and make a sacrifice. Saving multiple versions definitely helps. Like if I was really serious about this, I would have made, you know, different versions. But for now, I'm going to show this because that looks solid. That looks real solid. Love it. Let's go ahead and put chat back up here.
And I wear that booster badge like a badge of honor. Here's your ice cream money.
Smile. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Ghosty. Man, you're just keeping things alive around here. This is awesome. All right, I'm gonna go get some cookies and cream ice cream then. Curious how long we've gone today. I think that's pretty good. I'm okay with a little bit more of a concise episode. We did some good animation today. Oh, here's the other reason why I think the blink didn't turn out the way I wanted to. It's because subtler animations, I feel like, are hard to do. Subtler animations are much harder to do. Because ideally, when she's blinking, there's something that needs to be there. I don't know exactly what it is, but as far as just that big hair whip, looks fantastic. So we'll call it there. Call it there. Hang out with you guys for just a little bit longer, and then more Diz stuff. I'll let you guys hear the song again. I showed you guys the latest dubstep. Yeah, I showed you guys the dubstep. I did do a new mix with the dubstep too. And apparently those the dancing dizzes on the title screen, these ones, if you sync them up right, they dance right to the music. So I'm gonna try to do that. Because I can kind of reset them if I do this. So I'm gonna try that in a second. But first, let me answer a few more of your questions. A few more y'all's questions. What has happened here? Okay. Wow. Whoa. Stalker, you love everything I do. That's good. That's good. I'm going to be taking you up on that because, oh yeah, this is a great time to tell you all about a little plan that I got. So I'm glad that you like my tutorials and everything on YouTube and my streams, but would you all be interested in joining a class where you can get one-on-one feedback with me in the future? Class where you can all join up. I'm thinking about doing it like through Zoom or something. Taking this class with Zach Retz on VizDev really opened my eyes, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to do something like that because the YouTube stream is nice, but I want a little bit more interaction. I want to be able to do some feedback on students' work live within the class and have some people, a little bit more of a private class, you know? And just curious what I would teach. Probably like characters. I think I'd really like to teach character development. It'd be really fun. So yeah, I mean, that's just in the works. Something on the side that I'm kind of cooking up. But yeah, I'm modeling it very much after Zach Retz. Ghosty, your bank account is now screaming. It is ice screaming. Worth it. It means a lot, Ghosty. Thank you so much for supporting the show today. It means a lot. Thank you for supporting KNKL Independent Radio. Hey, y'all, seriously though,
so
people like
I was
Ghosty.
able to come in and flood you with my bank account, which is now screaming. Worth it.
Yeah.
Also, any chances you'll streaming Elden Ring?
Possibly. I don't want to say that I will jump into it, but I'm not saying that I will stream it, but I mean, the game does, I mean, I'm going to be living in that game, so if y'all want to see me, maybe I should. But as far as doing it on this channel, I don't think it's appropriate. It's a kid-friendly channel, and I'm going to be stabbing people in the back. I'm going to be freaking knocking their freaking weapon out of their hand. Like, I love the parry animation in Dark Souls. You want to see it? And then you take your dagger, right? You got your dagger in your second slot, and then you go, boom! And then if you got the Hornet Ring, you knock them down. Freaking trip them and put them on the ground. I'm like, that's not kid-friendly content. That is very violent. So yeah, as far as streaming that on on KNKL, probably not going to happen. Even though I did do it in the past, I just feel like it's a huge departure. And if I were to do something like that, like a dedicated channel, so. Yeah. We shall see. We shall see. But it would be pretty fun. I did think about like, it'd be fun to teach PvP because I was so obsessed with PvP in Dark Souls. Like it'd be fun to like teach people how to PvP in that game. Yeah, maybe Twitch said all. Yeah. Yeah, Thoughtful Thursday, Rocket Jumper asking about that. Generals and yeah, I mean that's kind of what this radio show is all about. It's like I've realized that I'll be drawing and then I just tangent off into something that's a thoughtful, and I'm just kind of putting them together instead of this whole like, now this is just the art day and this is just the thoughtful day. You know, it's like put them both together. It don't need no separation. Don't need to keep them separated. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. What is this lo-fi stuff? Get that crap out of here. Get that crap out of here. We need some frickin' dubstep, baby. Where is it? It's time for a frickin' mosh pit up in here. Where is it? There we go. All right, y'all. I think it's time to call it good. Thank you so much for showing up today. I leave you with some Diz Radio. Here's the latest mix of the Diz dubstep. Y'all take care. Hope you learned something good today. I'll see you soon. If you're still here, just want you to know I feel really close to you right now. Thanks, y'all. I'll see you soon.